Hello friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome to the first episode of the Mission to Martius vlogs. Mission to Martius is a fantasy adventure audio drama that I am in the process of developing, and these vlogs are meant to serve as a bit of a behind the scenes look into that development. Today's video is going to be a brief history of how I came up with Mission to Martius and then how the project has evolved over the years. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Mission to Martius was originally a project called Mission to Mars. We will get to the name change later in this video, but for now, I'm going to refer to the project as Mission to Mars because that is the original name. Mission to Mars started off as a story about two sisters, Delilah and Ella DeClaire, who go on this journey to save their best friend Lily, who is a fairy, who has been captured by an evil queen from a kingdom called Mars. One thing you need to know about me is that I am a big fan of various doll lines. I don't really express that much anymore, I think just with time, but I'm still very much a big fan of like Monster High and Ever After High and all those different doll lines. So when I was originally coming up with this story of Mission to Mars, I originally conceptualized it with my Ever After High dolls. So I imagined Delilah being portrayed by a Duchess Swan, I think by the original Duchess Swan doll, and Ella being portrayed by a Raven Queen doll, and then Lily being portrayed by an Ashlyn Ella doll. There we go. Which is kind of funny because I own several Raven Queen dolls and the original Ashlyn Ella doll, but I've never owned the original or any Duchess Swan doll. Are there other Duchess Swan dolls? I don't remember, but I've never owned the original one. But those were the dolls that I had originally based the characters' appearances off of. Over 8 years ago, unfortunately, I don't have the exact date because the video I'm about to reference isn't up anymore. But one of my favorite YouTubers in the DollTube community at the time, Lizzie Hearts, uploaded a video where she talked about this video contest that she was hosting. At the time, Lizzie was known for creating series with her Ever After High and Monster High dolls. She primarily became known in the DollTube community for her series aptly named Ever After Monster High. Essentially, Lizzie had created this contest where viewers could submit, I believe it was like a 1.5-minute trailers of a series concept, and if you won, Lizzie would then take that trailer and adapt it into a full series with her Ever After High and Monster High dolls. So originally, I was going to submit a trailer for Mission to Mars for the contest, but the more I developed the story and the more I got attached to the characters, I realized that this was a project I wanted to produce and work on myself, so I never actually ended up entering this contest. Also, as far as I know, I don't think anything ever actually really came of this contest. I went back to Lizzie's channel to check. I didn't see any videos about it. Although to my knowledge, I think she's privated a lot of videos and like unlisted a lot, so like I don't know if there were, and I just don't remember. But yeah, I don't think there was ever like a winner. I think that it just kind of like fizzled away. Anyway, I never entered the contest and I continued to develop Mission to Mars on my own. On July 15th, 2017, I created what I have always imagined to be the intro song for Mission to Mars on a website called Juke Deck. I'll insert a bit of a clip of that song here. I'm really glad that I was able to save it because unfortunately Juke Deck doesn't exist anymore because it was absorbed into TikTok. But essentially it was this website where you could create tracks of music, instrumental tracks of music for free. Like they didn't charge you anything and you could do a lot with it. It was a really cool website. Anyway, in October of 2017, I uploaded a video where I requested artists in my YouTube community to make art of the characters for Mission to Mars. I used this website called Skindex, which if you don't know is actually the site where you can create custom Minecraft skins. And I used that site to create references for what I wanted the Mission to Mars characters to look like because I can't draw. And so the artists that I worked with came from my YouTube community. Some of them were my friends. I'd also like to preface that while the art that came from this period was unpaid because I was 15 and I didn't have any adult money, now all the art that I commission is paid because I am an adult and I have adult money, so hooray for that. This is some of the Mission to Mars art that came out of that late 2017, early 2018 period. So we have the original Mission to Mars logo that was made by my friend Alex, who also made these two Mission to Mars thumbnails and these drawings of characters Delilah and Lily. Also, the art of the character in the second thumbnail is a character called Ebony. I haven't really talked about her much. I'll talk about her more in a later video, but that's who that is. This art of Renea, the world that Mission to Mars is set in, was done by my friend Amelia. This art of Delilah, Lily, and Ella was done by my friend Willow, and this drawing of Ella was done by Magi Starry Rose on Instagram. At some point during this late 2017, early 2018 period, I went through a phase of wanting Mission to Mars to be a video game. I've always loved video games. I've always been a gamer at heart, so I think that definitely came from that a lot. I unsuccessfully tried to learn how to code. Nothing ever came of that. And then I also went through a phase of wanting Mission to Mars to be a Minecraft roleplay. I was obviously very much influenced by Minecraft Diaries. If you're familiar with my channel, then you will clearly make that connection. Neither of those phases ever really went anywhere because they were too ambitious for me to pull off at 16. Who would have thought? But I do actually have a draft of a script of what would have been the first chapter of the Mission to Mars video game that I wrote in July of 2018. I have not looked at it since then. I don't even know if it's finished. I don't know if it's any good. It's probably not. It's probably awful. But yeah, so that exists. Anyway, from 2018 to 2020, a lot of my Mission to Mars work really centered around plotting out the very specific story beats of Mission to Mars seasons 1 through 3. Because at some point I decided that I wanted Mission to Mars to be a series again. And so that's the format that I have stuck with ever since. But yeah, so 2018 to 2020 was a lot of plotting out story beats, cultivating character arcs, planning out the intertwining storylines. I worked a lot on the lookbooks for the characters. I did a bit of set design. Fast forward a bit to July 18th, 2021. This is when I began writing a proper first draft of episode 1 of Mission to Mars. Throughout late October and mid-November, I continued working on and writing episode 1 while also plotting out episodes 2 and 3. In late November, I started playing around with Epidemic Sound and started to compile a list of songs that I felt would be good for the Mission to Mars soundtrack. Fast forward again to April 1st, 2022, I completed the first draft of episode 1, and then the next day I started writing the first draft of episode 2. That summer in mid-June, I would work on the second draft of episode 1 while also working on the first draft of episode 2, which I would finish on August 14th. Fast forward again to 2023, on my 21st birthday on February 14th, 2023, I presented the first 15 episodes of episode 1 of Mission to Mars to my writing for television class. If you're wondering, hi, I'm a playwriting and screenwriting major, so writing for television is one of the many classes that I've taken to, go forward in completing my major. It was then when it finally occurred to me that, hey, maybe people might get confused about the whole Mars thing and not realize that you're talking about a kingdom and instead think you're talking about the planet. Because spoiler alert, that is exactly what happened in my writing for television class. My professor and my classmates, they all thought that I was talking about the planet Mars and that it wasn't the name of a kingdom. And then when I was talking about the people, when it was mentioned in the script of the people of Mars, which I referred to as Martians, they were like, wait, are they aliens? People were very confused. It was a whole thing. This is when I decided to go with a long overdue name change and rename the project to Mission to Martius. This worked out really nicely because the reason why I originally called Mars in the first place is because, hi, I'm a big Greek and Roman mythology nerd, and so Mars is the Roman god of war, and in the context of the story, the kingdom that was now once known as Mars is meant to be like a war-mongering kingdom, so that was kind of like the connection I made. But so Martius is the Latin word for March, which is the month that was named for Mars, so it all worked out in the end. On March 7th, I presented the newly renamed Mission to Martius. I still just made the connection because Martius, anyway, sorry. And an edited version of the full episode of episode 1 to my writing for television class with much better results. Then on April 11th, I presented the entire first draft of episode 2 to my class. I figured that it was probably better to present the full episode instead of presenting it in parts like I did with episode 1. And the first draft of episode 2 was received really well. So to this day, I don't really know if the better reception was due to the fact that I presented the episode in its entirety and I didn't presented in parts like I had done with episode 1, or if the episode was just written better, or like what it was exactly, but I did get a lot of really good feedback. Then on May 8th, I pitched Mission to Martius to my junior seminar class, and basically my junior seminar class is supposed to prepare us at my school for our senior projects. Everyone at my school, you do a senior project or a senior capstone, and so I always knew that I wanted Mission to Martius to be my senior project so that I could like really work on it with like one of my professors. And so I pitched it. The pitch went really well. I got a lot of really wonderful, lovely feedback. And the following day, it was the last day of classes, and I had presented the second draft, a revised draft of episode 2 of Mission to Martius to my writing for television class. And that went, I'm not going to rehash all of that. If you want to know how that went, you can check out my Mission to Martius update video that I made a couple of months ago. Then on June 2nd, I commissioned an artist to create new portraits for the 6 main characters of Mission to Martius. I have been working with them ever since, and they have been so wonderful. On August 3rd, I received some in-progress pictures of what the portraits are looking like so far, and oh my gosh, y'all. They look so good. I literally can't wait for you guys to see them. It will be well worth the wait, I promise. Then on August 13th, I commissioned my artist friend Alex, who I mentioned earlier in this video, to create a new logo for Mission to Martius because we were desperately in need of one. Throughout August, Alex and I worked on getting the logo to look how I wanted, and on September 3rd, they sent me the final product, and oh my god, they did such a good job. I will never ever stop obsessing and gushing over this logo. I am literally so in love with it. Then on September 6th, I met with my senior project advisor for the first time, and I have been working with him ever since on the first 4 episodes of Mission to Martius. And that is a brief history of Mission to Martius from when I started working on it to now. That's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said in my announcement video for the Mission to Martius vlogs, if there's anything specific that you guys want to know about this project, leave your thoughts, your questions down below in the comments. In the next vlog, I'm going to talk more about the world that Mission to Martius is set in, and I'm also going to properly introduce the 6 main characters, so stay tuned for that. That vlog should be coming out like November 15th, like sometime mid-November that vlog will be out. Once again, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.